Hey crafters, it's me Jen Evers with Quality Crafts and welcome to Friday. So this is Free Play Friday where I teach you something new, or maybe it's something that you used to know and you forgot about it, that kind of stuff. So paper crafting, card making, fancy fold cards, things like that. And today we're going to be doing a 3D pop-up snowman card. Now, I'm not going to focus so much on the outside of the card because I know that you guys know how to decorate your cards, but I do want to show you a little bit about how to get that 3D look on your card inside panel. So there's one that's sticking out. I put a couple in the background. We're going to work on making this real simple one because the thicker you get, the more warped your paper can become. But I'm going to share some tips and tricks. So stick around if that's something that you're interested in. And if you have not already subscribed, hit that little subscribe button, ding that bell, and so that you'll be notified when I release more videos. Typically, I have a live video every week on Wednesday at 5 p.m. called 1 in 10 by Jen, and on Fridays such as this. This happens to be a sale weekend, so if you're interested in our sales, they will be right here on this channel tomorrow from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Central Standard Time. If you want to see everything before everyone else does, join us on patreon.com/qualitycrafts, and then you will get into the private group where you'll get to see everything ahead of time. And so that is going to happen tonight for the private group. Remember, don't come here at 6. Go to our private group and we will have an hour of sale there. So I just want to say hello. Let's see who's here. Bonnie Lipke, Charlotte Browning, Monica, Linda Carafa, Sandy. Hello everybody. Thanks for making it. So we're going to focus on making this one right here. It's got a lot going on. It's hard to tell with the lighting, but there's some ripped snow there. It's coming in. Some ripped snow hills in the background. There's some really pretty airbrushing here in the front. A couple of sequins, a little saying, and what we're using is the stamp set. I walked away with it because I was trying to see if we had any left, but I believe it's sold out. This one is American Crafts, and I call it the Snowman, but I think they call it a snowflake. Snowflake set by Crate Paper. So I used the Let It Snow sentiment. You can use the Snowy Days if you want. And what I like about this one is this set is going to take you through the winter months where it's still snowing. We're still making snowmen. As a matter of fact, I made 2 snowmen with the kids this morning in 4K. It was a blast. Like I got paid to play in the snow and do sign language. It was amazing. So this will take you through winter. It's got snowflakes. It's got these little trees. It's got all this stuff for the snowman. Super fun set to play with. Darn computer, remind me tomorrow. So yeah, that's super awesome. We're going to play with a little bit of this. You can tell that I have the little hats and the trees, one of the little scarves, one of the little bows. This one I used a very teeny tiny trim. And I think I got that from Hobby Lobby, and I can't find anything that small in another brand. So we probably won't be using those today. And eventually I will get the links in the description box below in case you want to look for any of these things that we used today. But until then, let me show you how I did this. Super, super simple to start off with. I'm going to do an A2 size card like I usually do. 5.5 by 4 1/4. Right, and then we're going to build the inside. Now, we can always put more stuff on the outside. You could put another little snowman. You could put a saying, whatever you want to do. But I'm going to focus just on the inside today. And there are 2 different ways to make your pop-up. Probably a million other ways, but 2 that I want to show you today. One is super, super simple. And that is you're going to take a piece of paper. And it doesn't have to be heavy. There are a couple of things that I did with just typing paper. One of them, I digress. Let me stick with the plan here. Let me go ahead and cut some of this down. This is printer paper. Now, all I did with my printer paper to make that little box that he's jutting out on, do you see that little square? Was I just took a little strip of paper. You guys are going to want to know how long this is, I bet. It doesn't really matter. What matters is that you get it folded, and I'm going to show you how to fold it real simple. Fold it in half. So it's approximately 5.5 inches. But this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and fold it in half. Okay, and then I'm going to fold it in half again. And that's still a little bit too much, I think, for me, so I'm going to fold it in half again. So you get kind of a square. Mine's more of a rectangle, but you have all your creases ready to go. Now all you have to do is open it up and start bending these pieces into a box. Now you can just take off the amount of pieces that you need right here and just tear this part off. Nobody's going to see this. And just glue this together. Or if you want it to be a little bit more sturdy, you can take these and keep wrapping them around, but make sure you glue them down. I never had to go all the way around and mine's working okay, so I'm just going to put a little bit on this of glue on this last little strip here and glue that one around so that it makes a little square. This is by far the easiest way to make that mechanism. So that's what we're going to stick to for this card. Now there's another way that you can do it. I'm going to grab that other piece of paper that I had that got all wonky on me. This one. So this one, it just got all messed up. The hard way, and I'll show you why I call it the hard way. You can make your standouts, which a lot of people do, by cutting on the fold. So here's my card, here's my fold. Just cutting a little bit in, about as wide or and as far in as you want to go. So there's two little cut lines right there. Okay, and then I'm going to open it up and push it forward so that it goes on the inside. I'm going to have to score that. Where's my bone folder? I'm going to score it between those two just so that it bends a little easier, because this is super heavy cardstock. You want to bend that in on the card while you're closing it. So then what you're going to have is you're going to have that little hole on the top of your card, but when you open it up, you're going to have that little box which you can glue something to the front of. All I did was create the box to put inside like this so that you can put yours on there. Now here's the difference. If I close the card with these two in there, see which one is going to be the more work than the other one. This one is, because now you're going to have to put something over the top of the card to hide that hole. That's the part that I don't like. So if you don't mind doing that, you can cut in all kinds of layers upon layers, and you can put trees up, and it's just crazy cool. But I just really like this way better. So that's the one I'm going to stick with, because I don't want to have to make a whole level of stuff just to cover it up. And we're only going to be doing one snowman in the forefront. We're going to stick to this card today. And so that is why. Now you can set this up any way you want. He doesn't have to be to the right or the left and whatnot. But the first thing we're going to do, I'm going to put him there. But first thing we're going to do for this card is we're going to add the little hills. Or you can ink the whole background. Let's do it the easy way. Ink the whole background first, then we'll add everything on top. So I made the mistake of putting my layers down and then inking the background, which is fine for me. It doesn't bother me at all. But if it bugs you that you don't want to get blue on your snowbanks, then please do it this way first. Take your top, pick out whatever color you're going to do. I think I did tumbled glass. I'm going to pull that one out. Tumbled glass oxide ink. I'm just going to reach over here and grab one of my brushes. And this is a real light blue. You can do super light, super dark, however you want yours to look. Looks like I might have had a little bit of pink on here ahead of time. Maybe I didn't clean it off as well. So mine's going to have a little blue and a little pink, kind of making a little purple in there. I think it's really pretty, so I'm not going to worry about it. Make it as dark or as light as you want. Hi, Trudy. I should probably say hi to some of these people. Penny's doing a really grand job for me, though. Thanks, Penny. I'm going to take this little black jacket off because this is hard work. Okay, that's how I'm going to do mine. You can sort of see that purple and the blue and pink mix. I like that. That's really snazzy. So we're going to stick with that. Then to make the hills, all you're going to do is take your printer paper. Now you can do something super thick with your hills. It doesn't matter. I did thick card. Let me show you the difference. This one I did, you see that sheen in the background? I took a piece of printer paper and a white glimmer mist, and I sprayed the whole background, printer paper, super thin, and then I glued that onto my background. Now, this is what I was mentioning in the beginning of the video. Doing that and putting on all these extra layers and stuff made my card a little wonky, so I kind of had to, you know, bend it and manipulate it back into kind of a straight card. And then all I have to do is put a panel on the top of some sort, you know. And it did turn out really cute, but you don't have to go through all that. This one's going to be a lot more simple. I'm just going to go ahead and take that one card I showed you. That was my boo-boo card, this one. And I'm going to show you how to do the two little snowbanks, super easy. Just go ahead and tear your card, make a couple of hills, and do you see that side where you've got the tear marks? I like that side the best, so that's the side that I'm going to put out. I like that what would you call that? It's like a rough, like a, I don't know, I can't think of the word. I like that a lot. So then the next one I'm going to make a bigger hill. Now, depending on how you tear your paper, you're going to get that tear mark on a certain side. Do you see? This was this way, and I have that fuzzy part here, but if I flip this over, I have the fuzzy part on the other side. So it's totally up to you. That's a little bit higher of a hill, so I'm going to hide that one behind there and add that big hill, like that. Now you can't really see these, so I'm going to, for this one, just because I want to, I'm going to add a little bit of extra blue to the snow. I don't want to quite go with Blueprint Sketch Goes. This is really super, super dark. I'm going to go with just a little bit brighter of one. Let's grab Broken China. Broken China, and then I'm going to go ahead. Hey, buddy. You getting me out for everyone? Meow. Meow. Okay, and I'm going to do the edges just so that, and it'll stand out a lot more for people too, so you can see where my snowbanks are. If you don't want blue on it, if you want it to look just, you know, pretty and white, or if you want to spray these levels, feel free to do whatever you want. Nothing ever has to be the way you see it in a video. If this bugs you too, you can always chop that off. But I figure if it fits underneath here just fine, then I'm not going to bother with that. So now I have my two hills, and that's where I'm going to put it down here. If you want your hills lower, tear off a skinnier little strip, totally up to you. The other thing that you could do if you want a little bit more texture, that was the word I was trying to think of, then you can take printer paper, super thin printer paper, crush it all up, and then go ahead and tear your snow like this. That way you're going to get all this texture, and your snow's going to look all bumpy, like, you know, it's natural, like it's been walked on and stepped on and moved around and that kind of thing. So that's totally up to you. I didn't do it on my other cards, but this is a really fun way to get extra texture into your card. I also took the liberty of stamping some of these out ahead of time. Now, you can stamp him completely black like this and cut around him. Or you can stamp him so he looks kind of blue like this one. That's what I have here. I have two blue ones left over right here, so I'm going to use this guy right here. You can also do, because here's the difference. This guy has 3 snowballs, traditional, and this one has 2 snowballs. So it doesn't really matter. You pick whatever one that you want. I mixed it up in the 3. I put 2 of the 2 snowball and 1 of the 3. This one I just used the 3, and this one I'm going to be just using the 2. So this will save us a little time. If I have extra time at the end, then we'll embellish the front of this card as well. So I'm just going to try to fussy cut close to that stamping. I'm assuming that most of you guys know how to stamp already, but if you want to see more stamping, if we have time at the end, let me know. Leave me a comment. I'll try to glance up from time to time. We missed you guys too. Hey, buddy, you can wait a little bit. He's crying at me because he wants me to feed him again. But he has set times of being fed, and he got fed early today, so now he's being a putz. You know you are. Alright, and then just kind of decide, where do I want to put these before I glue this down? I probably will put him... Now, if we're doing 3D, we have to stick to this crevice right here. So if you want to put this block in and then hold it up and be like, okay, is he going to go here? Is he going to go here? I think I'll put him over here on this left side. I think that'll look pretty good. So I'm ready to just put these layers together for sure. I'm just going to put a little wet glue over the top of all those. Push it right up to the crease of the card. And then make sure it aligns with the sides. And that's it for that. Make sure it closes well. We ordered more of this stamp. Excellent. So we're going to have more of these stamps in. It's a really fun one. I really like the background now that I'm seeing that in pink and blue. It's totally cool. Happy accidents! Uh-oh, where's my glue? Alright, let me go ahead and toss this out of the way. We don't need that. I have to do my face for this little guy, and I decided he was going to go over here. So at some point you're going to have to glue this on. So decide if you're going to put anything more on here behind him or next to him before you glue this on. That'll make it a lot easier on you. And I take the double layer and I put that against the back. I don't know if that makes any difference to you guys, but it's the strongest, sturdiest part of it. So you need some on the back and on the bottom. So as you're holding it, that's your back, that's your bottom. To me, this is the hardest part. Push it to the back and to the bottom, and then close it. Make sure that it adheres to both sides. I think I messed that up a time or two. That looks pretty good. Yep. You want to do that because you want to make sure that it has enough room in the crease and you got it in the right place. Because otherwise you might pull it open and it might fall off. That's the easiest way I found to put that in there. Okay? So then, like I said, like you don't have this hole in the top then if you're not cutting into your card. And it's a light piece of paper, so it's not going to add a lot of bulk, it's not going to add a lot of weight. And he's going to stand right there. That's where I want him to be. You can add sun, stars, sequins, whatever you want to do. You can stamp. If you're going to do stamping and you don't want all this stuff in your way, do your stamping first. But I'm just going to go ahead and put that in first. But I'm going to finish up my little snowman guy because I didn't give him a little face yet. It comes with two different faces. They're both smiling, but one has his eye closed. His eyes closed. And I don't think I've used that one yet, so let's go ahead and do that one. And I just colored mine with a marker. That looks kind of red. There's my black. There's my orange. Okay. So I went ahead. Oh, you know what? I could do pink too because it's got a little pink cheek. So grab a pink. Not too bright. A light pink. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to color this little guy. I'll color it and then I'll see if it'll show up. So I'm going to do the little black eyes and the little button mouth in black. And then I'm going to do the little cheek. And don't worry if it doesn't come out exactly right. You're going to fill these in with your markers after you stamp it. This is just to give you an idea of where it's going to be. If you want a hat, put your face a little bit lower than what you would imagine it should be. Okay. So that gives you an idea what it looks like. Cute, right? Now, if you like that look, you like that light look, then leave it. But if you want to fill it in a little bit more, you want it darker, my markers have the tiny end on the side, so I'm going to use that to color it in a little bit more. And then mine just didn't really look like black, so I'm going to go ahead and fill those in black. They ended up looking a little bit pink. And I'm going to fill in his little nose and make that a little darker. Okay. I know that's hard to see. That's a little far away. But that's how he turned out. Super cute, right? And then I have some hats already stamped out, and I did them in blue. But if you don't like the blue with yours, if you want your hat to be green or red or purple or whatever you want, go ahead and stamp it in a different color. So I'm just going to go ahead and fussy cut that little hat out. Is there anybody here that's never stamped before? Be really curious to know. Anybody here tonight that's never done rubber stamping before? Is there anybody who's never done a 3D pop-up card before? And then I'm gonna put that on the top. Now, do you see why I put his face so low? Because I want his hat to go on there, but I don't want it to cover his face. So I gave that plenty of room at the top for that hat to fit on. Okay? I made the mistake of doing the other one. That way, you see this one? I put his face really high. All it did was just make it look like he's peeking out from under his hat. So that's super cute too. And if you don't like the faces in the set, just go ahead and draw your own face. So my table's probably going to be blurry quite a bit, Bonnie, as I go up and down towards the camera. So hopefully it'll clear up each time. But I'll make sure to hold it up so that you can see where I'm going. Okay, so there we go. And then I'm going to give him a little scarf, and I've got some little red scarves. Change the color to whatever you want it to be. Suvai's never a pop-up card before. Is this helping you? Ooh, Kathy Webb. Okay. Monica, Kathy Webb, Sharon Schaefer. Not a 3D pop-up card. Awesome. Monica, you've never stamped before. Do you want me to show a little bit of stamping? I mean, I did show the face, but Diane Talley never done a 3D pop-up. Awesome. So let me know what you guys think of this this way that I did this one with the little folding paper. With your comments, say whether or not you think that's easy to do. So is this idea going to be something that you think that you'll be able to do? Oh, Bonnie, I'm sorry about that. It's going to go up and down a little bit. Suvai says that this is helpful. Because if it's not helpful, I'd like to do another video and maybe find some other different ways too. You can also do some of these snowmen, stamp everything out and just cut around him one time instead of doing what I'm doing. But I like the look of it is the way it does this. Awesome. Thank you guys for the feedback. So I just put a little bit of glue on there to get that one around his neck. Super cute, right? So he's going to pop out in that card because he's got a little bit of color now. You can also do the regular like snowman black cap. I have one here somewhere. There they are. So the set also comes with the black hat if you want to go that route. You're leery of smearing. So when you do a stamp, like I did with this little face, I brace my hand. You probably don't notice it, but I brace my hand and I look where I'm going to go, and I go straight down and straight back up. Okay? Straight down where you want to put it and straight back up. Just try not to move it or wiggle it while you're touching the paper. You can even put it down and touch the paper and leave it there for a little bit and then bring it back up. This is a teeny tiny stamp. Most of them you'll be able to, give a little rub, or better yet, if you can afford getting one of the stamp machines, not stamp machines, stamp placement. What do I have? It's a godsend for people who've not stamped or who really want a little bit of help when they stamp. I have the stamp, I have the Tim Holtz one. A light touch, yep. Especially with this particular stamp set, light touch is better. So what you'll have to do is you have to play around with the different stamps that you have. Red rubber on blocks, you're going to need to press maybe a little bit harder. You'll get the feel for it the more you do. All I can say is practice, practice, practice. Because I think it'll come to you real quick once you do a couple of them. I'm going to move my little thing because I put it back on a little bit kitty wampus there. Yeah, I have the Tim Holtz one too. There's nothing wrong with the Misty or any of the other ones. It's just a matter of, what you end up getting or what you want or how you like the setup of them, that kind of thing. Okay, and now if you take the little teeny arms, very light touch with those two. This is a small stamp set. I did that on this one and I fussy cut super close. But do you see how, because my background is white and he was fussy cut on white, it almost looks like I didn't even have to cut the fussy cut the little arms. They just seem to kind of blend in with the background. It's pretty cool. So I'm going to go ahead and do 2 little arms for this dude. They already have them, but if you're stamping the dude right on a piece of paper and you're not doing this fussy cutting like I am, then you can stamp or draw, if you don't like the way these guys look, anything that you want on your snowman. So Monica, are you aware of our sales that we have in our group and on the YouTube? Just asking because we do a lot of really super inexpensive stamp sets. If you're looking for one to practice with, that'd be a really good place to look. Now, I know that I can get this glued on, so I just put a little bit of glue on there and glue it on. But if you feel like you need a little bit more to hang on to, go ahead and add yourself a little round or a little square piece at the end of your arm. Fussy cut around the rest of it. Okay? Leave yourself a little handle at the end. And then you can put your glue on there. And you don't have to worry about using that teeny tiny thing. Because once you put the glue on there and you glue it to the back, nobody's going to see that big thing back there. Do you see? So that's another tip. When you're using these things, don't make yourself crazy. I knew that I could handle this, so I wasn't that worried. Yeah, so I really think that this is the easy peasiest way of doing the pop-up cards. You don't have to just do one pop-up, okay? You can do another one here and you could pop things forward. You could do one that pops out further, one that pops out a little bit, depending on how you fold this. If you fold it into a rectangle, it's going to come out further. So you could have things coming out into your card. Just have to make sure that you make it a rectangle or a square so that when you close your card, that closes in, and use a lightweight paper that will help you out tons. So there he is. He's just going to pop right onto there. Now before I put him in there, I'm going to just throw on a couple of snowflakes and stuff. There's a whole bunch of little snowflakes on here. I particularly really like this. Let me get my other block. I want to put them a little further apart. I really like these three. There's like a bigger one, a little medium-sized one, and then a teensy-weensy size one. There's also stars in here, little stars, and those would look adorable as well. But I really like these three. If you put them in kind of a triangle, like I have here, see that? Then you can just stamp them all over. Now, like I said, if you're starting out, don't put anything down or this down or anything if you need to have your card flat to do the stamping, like if you're new to stamping. Beth said, let me show that one. She said, my snowmen have tatting thread arms stiffened with Aline's tacky glue because I hate fussy cutting anything that fine. That's a good idea. Now I'm just going to add a few of these just to this top layer. I'm not going to come down onto the snow or anything like that. And I'm just going to do it in black. VersaFine Onyx Black ink. You can do them in come on, camera. There you go. You can do them in any color. You could do it in blue, light blue, purple, whatever you want to do. And then I'm going to stamp some off the edge a little bit. And I'm going to turn my stamp a little bit each time I do it so they're not always in exactly the same position. And that will give it the illusion that they're all kind of falling, intermingling. And see, that's why I do 3 of them at a time. Because you don't want to just do one at a time. It'll take you a long time. Unless that's something that's really soothing to you and you enjoy that, then by all means, do one at a time. But I find doing them 3 at a time like that saves me a bit of time and it looks really cool. There's also a little bumble. There's a lot of really cute things. You'll have to get your stamp set and then check it out and see what little parts of it that you like the best. These little stick arms would look so cute as little birdie feet. So if you ever want to just make a little bird and you want little birdie feet, super fun. All right. The other thing, the last thing, well, I did a stamp here and then I added a few sequins. So let's go ahead and do our stamp here. If you're a brand new stamper, don't add this first. Do all your stamping first so you can lay your card flat and make it easy on yourself. I'm going to do Snowy Days on this one since I haven't done that one yet. I'm also going to do that in black. Now I have to make sure if I look at this, Snowy Days, that it's not going to bump into my card. And I feel like it's going to, so I'm going to flip it over. I'm going to say, figure out where I want it. I want it right there. And then I'm going to pick it up because then you can see that I'm going to have room for that stamp. Alright, so let's go ahead and do Snowy Days. Now, I'm confident just stamping that. Like, if I messed it up, I could just cover it up with something. I could stamp my sentiment on another piece of paper and put it over that. That's a good way to fix things if you're uncomfortable. Otherwise, put this before you finish making your card and adding your 3D. Put this in your stamp helper. Why can't I think of the names of those things? Help me out, you guys. A stamp positioner, right? A stamp positioner? Stamp helper? Anyway, we are getting a new stamp positioners to go with Wendy Vecchi's station. So if you have the station and you want to get that, let us know. Because we put orders in for those. Alright, so I have my little guy. I have that. You can make shadows and stuff too. So let's say I'm putting him here. Maybe I want a little shadow like out in front of him. You could put a little gray, a little smear in a little gray or something like that. You could use, there's this mousse that I'm dying to try, but I don't really know if I'd be able to get away with doing it today. Yeah, the Nouveau Expanding Mousse. Add a texture distress 3D effect using a heat tool. Let's try this. Ooh. Ooh, you might want to put it through a stencil or something, but I'm just going to go ahead and go right into it. Get a little spatula here. Spatula. Stir this up a little bit. We probably won't need very much. I'm just going to get a little bit of it. We're going to put some on here. Snowy days. And then a little bit on this side. I've never tried this before, you guys, so we're trying this together. How fun. I'm kind of making it look like snow, like little waves of snow. Can you see that? Oh, it's glitzy. It's shiny. Let's see what this does when we heat it up. I love new things. This one is... Oh, I thought maybe it had a little... Oh yeah, Expanding Mousse, Worn Linen. All right. I'm going to bring in my heavy-duty Sizzix heat tool here. We're going to check this out. Look at that stuff poof up. Can you see it, you guys? So hard to show. Let me stand up while I do this. There we go. That's so cool. I'm trying to get it up there in the light so you guys can get a good look at it. Oh, darn. Let me just sit down so I can get that in there. Look at that. It looks even more like snow now that it poofed up. That's so cool. Oh my gosh. And I like the white linen, and it's not like stark white. It makes it look like you actually like dragged your feet through the snow. All right, let's add this little dude on now. We are going to sell this. Yeah, some of the heavy thick stuff poofed. But then the other stuff underneath in between, do you see it shining? Do you see the stuff in between there that still shimmers? So if you put it on real thick, it's going to poof and the shimmer will disappear. But if you put some of it on a super light layer like that, it stays there. That is so cool. I'm digging on that. All right. Yay. All right, let's go ahead and add this dude. Now, I'm going to press this down just to make sure I got him in a spot where he's going to open and shut. You don't want to jam him all the way down to the bottom of the card, because then he's going to catch every time you close it. So right here at the bottom, you don't want him to touch that paper. You want him just off the edge of the paper so that when you close it, ooh, make sure you're watching your arms too. I forgot to mention that. So like his scarf and his arms, you have to make sure he was, in my mind I already do that so I don't think about it, but if you're new to making this, make sure that you put him in already decorated. Make sure his arms or anything isn't hanging out the side of your card. My bad. I hope you're not following along and you missed that one. But it's super fun. I love that. I feel like the heat warped this just a little bit, so I'm going to kind of bend it back. Alright. And now let's go ahead and add some sequins. I pulled out, since I have that kind of pinkish in the background, let me see if I can set it down like that, if that looks better to you. I'm going to go ahead and go all the way down to my blue and pink here, to my mixed, where I've got like blue and purple and stuff, and I'm going to use some of those. So I'll use a mix of blue and pink. So a pink and a blue. Looks like I got another, let's see, it's a little blue one. Put that guy up there. And then I'll save those three right there. The two pinks and the blue to go on the bottom. And then I use, did I put that tool out? I did. I use my little sticky, my jewel picker, my little sticky wand to lift these up and glue them down. Because I want to be sure that I get them in the spot that I originally wanted them. Okay, and then I'm going to go down here. I'm going to do 1, 2, 3. So put a pink one here. Pink one here. And a blue one there. Okay. And I will hold that up. So I've got some up on top. And I've got a couple on the bottom. Pink and blue to kind of tie the whole thing together. Cute card, super easy. You've got space down here to write, or I'm going to show you how I did this. Now, I used sprays for this, and I've got them right here. I'm going to have to change mine a little bit though, because I didn't use, see now his hat was stamped in blueprint sketch, and that's what color this one is. That's what color this dark one is. Now I don't have that dark one in there except for on his hat, so I can use that one or I can go to a different color. This one is tumbled glass, but on his hill I used broken china, so I could look to see if I have. I think I still will use this since that's a different blue. That's his hat anyways. But instead of doing this light tumbled glass, I think I'm going to look and see if I have the one that matches, which is broken china. I'm looking for the cover to my picker. There it is. I am using glitter, what's that called? The glitter gel, the glitter glue. The one that you're not supposed to ship. Remember, this one is just like that glue. The only difference is this will not freeze or get brown or get clogged. I've not tested the clogging yet, but I will. But this is already in the store, so if you like this, you can get that from us today. It's there. But this is supposed to be the glitter glue. That fabulous glitter glue everyone likes, but it won't freeze, it won't brown, and it won't clog up on you. That's the claim anyway. So I'm going to see if I can replace my tumbled glass with broken china. That might take me a second, so chat amongst yourselves. Oh, well that was easy. Right in front. Okay. I want to do the light one first, and then the dark one on the bottom. And I'm going to bring in my spray. Where did I do my spray thing? It was sitting right here. I feel like there's ghosties in here stealing my stuff. What the world, you guys? What the world? Oh, I put it back. Leave it to me to be organized when I don't need to be organized. All right, here's my spray. I'm going to use Blueprint Sketch because that matches his hat, and Broken China because that matches the snow. So let me put this in here. See where I did the heart today? If you guys missed that, join us on Patreon so that you can see the other videos you're missing. So we're gonna go ahead and spray this bottom part. Now, you don't want to just go crazy and just spray. You don't want all this up here. So I tore an edge and covered it up. Here's my edge. I just took a piece of just thin printer paper and tore an edge for myself. Okay? And the first time you're going to put it this way, so you cover up your project because you're spraying down here. And you're going to do the light one. So my light one is Broken China. So we need to shake that up. Get that inky going. I recommend standing up when you do this, but that's completely up to you. You can leave this white if you're going to write your own sentiment. Don't cover it up. I'm going to spray it to the side just to make sure it's going well. Spray it however little or much you want. Doesn't matter. There we go. I got it on my hands, but that's okay. I'm going to wash them later. Now, these things, after you shake them up, and you can shake them up and down, just take a wet wipe and wipe that nozzle off. Pop the cap back on so they don't dry up on you and clog the nozzle. All right? The next one we're going to do is Blueprint Sketch, so I'm going to shake that up well. And we're going to do a little bit on the edge there. Okay, so now I'm just going to move my paper down a little bit wherever you want that edge to go. I'm going to squirt off to the side to make sure it's going. Oh, I think that's good. Cool beans. All right. Again, just wipe the nozzle off a little bit. Make sure that's off there and cap it back up. That way you won't get a mess around your cover too. That takes that away. Okay. So there's our card. What do you guys think? That turned out super cute. Now, if you so desire, you can add a lot more stuff to this. I think that this looks really clear. I could have added a little bit of pink down here to make a little bit of purple, which, you know what, I could still do that. Let's try that for just a second, because I have time, don't I? Yeah, a little bit of time. I'm going to do worn lipstick, because I'm not sure what pink that is, but I don't want it to be too crazy bright. I'm just going to do a little bit of this pink, like right down here. That's probably plenty. Plenty-o. Just to bring in a little bit of that pink there. Now it kind of matches the top. That's so cute. And his little pink cheek. Details. It's all about the details. Whoop, whoop. All right, let me scoot that over. And so to clean off these brushes, you can use just a piece of paper and just rub it until you don't see any color anymore. Or you can use a flour sack towel. You know, something that's not going to collect fuzz and stuff. I see some pink coming off there. Do you see the pink? And then pop it back in your arsenal to use another day. This one had blue on it, so let's go ahead and just rub that blue. Another really good one to use for this, to get this stuff off. You can do a baby wipe, but if you do that, you have to let it dry. Okay? You can do it real gentle rub on a baby wipe if you want, but I just choose not to get mine wet. So you can just rub them off. Another one would be those terry cloth, those cleaning cloths. Those also work really well. Let's stick that back in there. So that's about it for cleanup. So all there is then is your imagination and your stamp set. And your embellishments, whatever you want to put on there. You could even do another little stamped idea down here. I'm out of time because I have to get ready for the sale because it's a sale weekend. And then when you close it, you can make like a little belly band that goes around this that's super cute, so you don't have to decorate the whole outside as well. Or you can put another scene on the outside, or you can, you know, open or happy birthday or whatever you want to put on there, whatever you're using it for. I really dig this snow. That is super fun. I wish I would have put it all over now, but now that I have it, I can use it on all kinds of stuff. Can you use each brush for different inks once clean? Yes. I've heard that people like to have one set for like dye inks, one set for pigment inks, and like a separate set for oxides versus the distress inks. But I use mine across the board for whatever I want, and then I just clean it off and put it back in, and I just reuse them. That's what I do. And like I said, I got that funny look, but you can avoid this by just trying it on a test paper before you use it. And if there's a little bit of residual ink left on there, go ahead and wipe it off before you reuse it again. No big deal. Piece of cake. Hi, Margaret. Welcome. You are late. We're stepping out here, but feel free to rewatch. I am going to leave here and go to the private group for the patron-only sale from 6 to 7, and then I'll see you guys tomorrow for the sale from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Central Standard Time right here on this channel. Cute, cute card. If you enjoyed this card today and you haven't yet, please hit that subscribe button. Ring that notification bell so that you can get notified of every video that we release. We always do one on Wednesday and Friday at 5 p.m. Central Standard Time. Okay, I had a super great time today. I can't wait to see you guys tomorrow. And 2020 has lots of things lined up. So many new things coming out and new releases. I hope to have some really fun videos that you guys totally love. And I can't wait to see you guys next video.